will do. Okay, we're presently recording right now. So this is Cad for Construction. This is week 10. We are starting off with the Winthrop project, which you can see on the screen right there. We are going to work with this and we're going to put that together. So that is where we are going now. And let's see here, show the meeting. Okay, all right, I guess we're okay. I guess that's good. Okay, good. All right, yeah, so we're good to go. And Ben, did you disconnect?
Yeah.
Could you hear me okay, though?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, good. So anyway, what we're going to do now is this Winthrop project. And as I had told you last week, I asked you to watch the video. And so you guys were able to see that, okay? And what I did is I went over my home building experience, what it's actually like. And so I've been through this process. I've also done a lot of construction and things of that nature. I've helped people build stuff. I'm not an architect, but my son is an architect, and my adopted son is an architect. And I've pretty much been doing architectural type stuff my whole life. So anyway, I know enough of that to know how much of an advantage we have now going forward with Revit, okay? And so I mentioned to you guys the house that I built out in Michigan. I designed it for a friend out in Michigan, so I did that. And so this one right here, again, I kept it real simple. I deliberately kept some of the detail out of it, and we're going to work on that. So I think I've got the template pretty much down to what it should be. So what we're going to do tonight, the next 3 weeks, we're going to do this. Tonight, we're going to start with putting together the actual walls, the doors, the windows, making sure that we get numbers on them. After that, we're going to go ahead and do the next one, which is going to be putting the floors. And then after that, there's going to be some other detail we're going to put on here. So there's a lot of stuff in here that we're going to fill it with. I've simplified it a little bit. So that's going to be, so we're going to stop tonight sometime after putting in the walls, the doors, the windows, seeing how to basically work with the garage and set it where it should be. And we're going to go through that right there. So that is what we're going to do. So with no further delay, we're going to go ahead and jump in. So here is now some of these staples didn't go through all the way, so just don't get your finger caught on one of those because they could be a little bit sharp. And these should be they're hot off the press. We just got done printing these actually. And I was trying to get this done and my printer just kind of really started to give me an argument, and I was able to win, but that's what we have right there. So that right there is the Winthrop project. We are going to go ahead and do this. Now notice that there are on the front here, you got the cover sheet, first floor, and then you got the garage. And I put that on a separate sheet just because it's easier to see what's going on. You got the second floor, the basement elevations, foundation plan, walls section, and schedules. And again, it's pretty simplified. Go ahead and turn and open up to A101. And we're just going to kind of look at this right now. So that's what the floor plan looks like. Now, take a look at this. It's a fairly straightforward thing. The garage is actually to the left. We're going to basically go ahead and put these together. We could actually go ahead and draw. We could do it a couple different ways. But for right now, I think we're just going to draw the first part, then we'll do the garage afterwards. So if you take a look at that, what's going on with this, it was a very open floor plan. And the way we did this is we actually had a micro lam beam that actually stretched across. If you take a look right now, and as you take a look at the plan right here, you'll see that there is going horizontally through the plan, there is a wall there, and there's a big gap there. It says 12'4". That's a wall opening. There's actually a micro lam beam that went all the way along the top. So the micro lam beam actually supported the whole second floor right from there. So that's what that was. So we were able to have a very open floor plan by doing that, and it worked out great. So we had that. The kitchen actually would go up in the upper left corner there. I didn't actually put that in there, but I may be able to give us something to actually work and pull that in. So that's what we have right there. So that's the first floor. Now, turn to the next page. The next page is A101G. And A101G is showing us the garage. Okay, and the garage dimensions are there, and that just, simply garage. So it's just like a 23-foot by 24-foot area that's offset from the house by 3 feet. Notice, by the way, that the dimensions actually go to the outside and the faces in pretty much every situation. So just take note of those. Let's go to the next sheet, A102. And A102 is showing us the second floor. The second floor stacks on top of the other one. Now the second floor, when we draw that, we're actually going to use a different wall type, because on the first floor we had a brick veneer on the outside, and the second floor we actually have a siding type thing. We have a white sided, vinyl siding type thing. So we have that going on. And then you see all the dimensions here. And this is 3 bedrooms on the top. The master suite is the bottom part where you actually have that. And then you have the kids' bathroom, which is actually with the tub. So that's all there. There is, as you take a look at that, there is actually, and let's see right there. Looks like the stairs are kind of like bleeding through the floor there. Not gonna worry about that. They shouldn't be visible there, but they are, but we'll move on from there. And then on the next sheet, A103, that's your basement. The basement looks like you see here. And that actually was how you did it. Now, I mentioned to you that we did a permanent wood foundation, right? Did you guys pick that up? Did I stress that very much? A permanent wood foundation is essentially where instead of having poured walls in your basement, you actually have what we used to call womanized or pressure treated lumber, okay? And that is actually, I think that the actual percentage when you do a permanent wood foundation, it's something like twice or 3 times what it is for a deck. So it's actually really built to stand. And the house I built is still standing there since built in 1992. So yeah, so it's, what are you going on now? Going on close to 30 some years. So we have this, the same exterior dimensions. I made the walls of the basement also 6.5 inches. They could be 8, but to make it simple, I just did it that way. There actually were windows in the basement, so you got a lot of great light into here. And the walls stayed very warm. Okay, so we had that. So we're going to work on all this tonight. And then the next thing you're going to see is your elevations. The elevations give you a good idea. That's in the next sheet, A104, showing you the top, the sides rather this. So that'd be the north, south, east, and west. And then the next one is a foundation plan, very, very plain. I deliberately left it that way. A106 is a wall section. A106 is a wall section, similar to what we've done before. And lastly, on page A107 is the door schedule. So we have all these things in place, and we will put these together. Okay, so let's jump into this, and we will do this. And what I'm going to do to get this started, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this on. Oh, look, it looks like I just turned it off. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to put this up here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take over your screens and kind of walk us through the first couple steps here, just to show you how that is. And then after that, I'm going to have you guys start to build it, okay? Because in this one, the difference in this one is what we're doing is we're actually going through the process of making this pretty much exactly what we had here. So this is like the custom garage. The last project we did, which was the cottage, was a bit more freeform. There's been a few more freeform things. The warehouse was too. So this is what it looks like. This is the final version of the project. Here's the cover sheet. And if I go down here and take a look at a few more here, I thought I got rid of these. Oh, no, I saved these views. Okay. Well, we'll just go over here to level 1. So level 1 looks like this. Now, you're going to notice that only half of it is showed right here. And that's fine. And we can actually go ahead and open it up. Now, why is it only showing half of it? Well, let me show you. Down here at the let me take over your screens for a second here. Let me do that because I think it's going to make things a bit easier for you to see what's going on. So let me do that. All right. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take over your screens right now. You guys are all logged in, right? Pretty much. Can I take over your screen there?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't want to do that while you're doing something. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my screen. And I'm going to close out of there. All right, so we have this. Now you guys should be seeing this right now. You guys seeing this on your screens? Okay. So this is what we're going to start with. Okay, so jumping into here, and as we go here to record this, as I take a look at this, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that what you're looking at right here is a portion of the floor plan. Okay, now if I want to see the whole thing, that can easily be done. All I have to do is go down here. Now remember, down here at the bottom of our screen are these different tools. You've got crop region, and then you have down here, do not crop view. So if I choose do not crop view, it does that, and I can actually see it. And that just makes it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to crop the view, just going to leave it open like that. And then I can see this. But this is how it's going to actually show up on the sheet. So that's how I printed it for you guys. All right, now, so that's where we're going to start. So to get this going, the first thing I'm going to do is go out to Brightspace And when I go to Brightspace, I'm then going to go to the Winthrop project, okay, which is out here. So the Winthrop project is located over here. And what I'm going to do is just, I'm gonna set it up so I'm seeing it the way you guys see it, which I think I can do. Interesting. That's not letting me do that. Let's see if this will do it. No, interesting. Oh, what's that?
You might have to click on the class first.
Okay, let's try that. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Let me see. Maybe right. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to go to view as a student. So now this is what you're seeing. And what we're doing right now is we have progressed and we're now here at the Winthrop project. Now the Winthrop project is located right here. And the Winthrop project, as you take a look at it right now, we have several different things here. And what I want to show you is, first of all, this where it says Winthrop Project 2024 for print. If I click on this, this actually shows you the PDF of what I just gave you. Now, why did I give you this? Well, in case you're doing it in a situation and you need to actually see it yourself, you can do it there. So you have that available to you. I always like to make sure my students have that. I'm going to download. I'm going to show you something else, because when you open it up, it's a little bit easier to go ahead and, if you hold your control key down, you can just zoom in, and then I can look with a lot of accuracy here, and I can see it all that clearly. So don't depend upon the sheet. If you're not able to see what's going on, you can just go ahead and zoom in and zoom out and get it looking like this, and that is going to help quite a bit. And you can just go ahead and zoom in right here and see what exactly is going on. So that is one thing you want to do. And again, to do that, I just use the wheel to zoom in and zoom out and held down on the control key. So that lets me do that. So here's what this looks like. And so this is all available to you. And that is what we're going to be using as we go through here as our guide, along with the printed sheet that I gave you. So we have that. Now, let's jump on in here. So first thing I'm going to do after that is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to the Winthrop project. And I'm going to download the template. I got a template out here. And the template is located Winthrop House 2024. This is actually the template. It says RTE file. That might not be really clear. So let me go ahead and change that. So it says template. So you guys are clear about that. And that'll make it a little bit easier, I think. And I'll go back in here and talk about that. Okay, so over to here, this one says Winthrop House 2024. That's actually the template. So I'm going to edit the title. If I can do that right here and change the title. So it's going to say Winthrop House 2024 template. All right, so you want to have that. Now what we're going to do is download it, just as we have been doing before. So this gives us pretty much the parameters, the wall types and so forth. It's all in here, and we've got it together. I actually just built this before class. I built the whole thing before class. So now that we have that, I'm going to go into right here. Now here is the existing project. I'm going to start a new one. So I'm going to go over here, and this is how you do it. You go to new. Notice I didn't double click on the template, because if you do that, you have to do the save as a template and then as a project. And I'm going to browse out here to the downloads. So out here to the desktop, and under the desktop, I have my downloads. And here is the Winthrop Project Fall 2024 Master. And here is my starting point. So we go into there, we start here. And I'm going to get you started with the first bit here. Now notice that what I've got here, I've got a few things happening. Okay, first of all, this is my crop region. I'm seeing the whole thing. I went through a little bit to get this together. These right here are your elevation markers. So I left them there as a clue. You will turn those off. And remember, does anyone remember how you turn something off? You click on it and then you type something. Yeah, you can right click and then you hide the element or the category. In this case, you'd hide the category. So we're going to put our object right here. So to do this, let me show you. I've already got this teed up for you. So we're going to go here to wall. And when I go to wall right here, I'm actually going to go over here, and it's, oh, I should have saved it as interior. I should have saved it, but I didn't. So we're going to go to brick exterior wall. So I'm going to go to brick exterior wall, and now I'm ready to go. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start at this corner right here. I'm going to do the front and go up to the garage. Now notice as I do this, I'm going to click here and start to pull it up. Now notice as I'm doing this, notice what this looks like. I've actually got different elements that are part of it. The actual exterior of the building is to the left. That's just how the default is. Now you can change it around later, just easier to get it right the first time. So now as I go here, I'm going to zoom back out and let me try that again. Now take a look at it again. And now you should be seeing, okay, not really seeing the colors, but that's okay. And so now that I have this right here, I'm actually ready to start to begin to do this. So I'm also going to do this, turn that off, and I'll do it one more time. And let's see how this looks. So go there, and that's what we have. So I'm going up like in this situation here, I'm going up and I'm going to start doing this. So I'm going to go up, and the distance up, if you take a look at A101. When you take a look at A101, what I'm drawing right now is the very lower left corner of the building. And it actually is going up and touching the garage. What's the distance that we have there? Dimensions right there, measuring from the front of the building to the garage. Can you guys see that?
Oh, 3 feet.
3 feet, yeah. So look at what I've got there. It says 3 feet. Can you guys see that on your screen? Go to 3 feet and then click there. Now, okay, now there's my colors. I can see that right there. Notice that the stud is toward the center and there's actually gypsum on the other side. Now going in this direction, the distance over here, taking a look at the garage, that's a 23-foot distance. I'll type in 23 feet and we go there. Okay, and then I'm going to go up, and this is going to be 24. And then we're going to go over in this direction. This is also going to be 23, because the other one was. And then back up 3. Now, I'm showing you this because it's this easy to do. Now, the actual size of the building is 30 feet by 30 feet. So I'm going to go over here, you're going to type in 30. And go down 30 again. And again, I'm going exterior to exterior. That's how it's set up right now. And I'll just go ahead and make it 30 again. And that completes it. Now, once I've done that, if I did it correctly, it should start to look correct, and it does. I've got this right here. Now, at this point right now, it's giving me this view. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a southwest isometric. So to do this, I'm going to go up here and just spin this around right there, on the top. Okay, and that is how it looks. Okay, that's the view I'm going to be using for the most part. Now, before I go any further, let me point something out about how buildings are built, and let me show this right here. So I'm taking a look at this right now. Notice what you've got going on here as you take a look at this. You've got this, and you've got something going on here. Notice the difference that we have right here. You'll notice that this wall right here is here, but the wall for the garage is lower. Now, why is that? Why would the garage be lower? What's that?
It has to be anchored in.
Yeah, well, it's good. Yeah, and the other thing, because you want to drive your car into it, so you're going to be coming right up there. And then the porch is higher up because you don't want to have water come in. So therefore, there's going to be a difference. And so there is. So that means that these walls that make up the garage, they're lower. They're 1 foot lower. So over here to my level 1 that I drew here, I could go to my 3D view too, which is here. And if I click on these walls, I can go ahead and go 1. And if you want to select more than one item, you hold the control key down. 1, 2, 3, like that. And when you do that, we're looking at the properties. And again, the properties, let me put up some annotate right here. And over here, what I'm looking at is the properties. And the properties right now tells me that this right here is, those right there are presently set at level 1. And they need to have a base offset of -1 foot. So I'm going to type in -1 and press enter. And watch what happens. They actually drop down. Did you see that? They just drop down. So now that is how the garage needs to be built. So we have that. So in all this, when you take a look at it, you'll see it. You'll look at it, and if the garage is you'll notice this. So just get this done first thing. It'll save you time. Okay, so now we have a pretty good starting point. Okay, we're really good to go there. We got some drywall on the inside, got some brick on the outside. We're ready to go. So now moving on to the next thing, I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to just take this wall because this wall actually just connects the other one. And I'm just going to drag it just like that. And look what I did here. What I did right there, just so you're clear about that, is when you click on this, you'll notice there's this little blue circle here. That blue circle is called a drag wall end. And I'm just going to take it and drag it and drag it right to there. And that is how you have that. So now you have a 30 foot by 30 foot cube, and the garage is almost a cube on the other side. So right now we have a good starting point. Now, what you would do at this point is you begin to put down some dimensions. I'd go here, and I'd go to this dimension, going from here. Now, this is the dimension tool, by the way. Dimension tool is right up here. You can also get any of these by going to annotate. Annotate's the tab, and here are other dimensions. You've got aligned and linear. Aligned is the best one. And so if I put the cursor over the edge here and pull over here, I'm going to check my dimensions, and they say 30 feet. So we're good to go there. I go right here and go down again. And I'm going to change that there. And now the dimensions are kind of smallish. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to change them. Okay, just to make them a little easier. I should have done this and changed them to the default, but let me show you how you do that. So I'm going to go here and go to line again. Now, what I've got up here is I actually have a second dimension style. You got 3/32 and 1/8. If you do some quick math on this right here, you got 4. So this would be 4/32, which would actually be 1/8. So 1/8 of an inch is the actual size we want because it's going to be a little bit more legible. So I'll choose 1/8 of an inch. Now, I do the same thing. And when I do this, you're going to notice that the dimensions are slightly larger, just so you can see what's going on here. That's just so you can see what's happening. So that's 30 feet by 30 feet. And then I go over here, here to here. I'm going to dimension that. And that's 23 feet. And then I want to get this other one here to here. And that is 24 feet. And if you take a look at your plan, you take a look at your garage plan, A101, you see that it's 24 by 23. We're off to a good start. And then I will also put in another dimension right here to just verify this. Because what you're going to do, you're going to be putting all the dimensions in. And again, there's 2 types of dimensions. There are blue dimensions, which are temporary dimensions, and then there's actually permanent dimensions. Your temporary dimensions are what lets you edit an object. So to give you an example here, if I want to change this, if I click on this where it says 24, I have a temporary dimension here, and you'll notice that what it's doing here, it's pointing to the inside. So first thing you do is you adjust your witness lines. You can click on them, and now it's actually measuring that. And let's say I didn't want it to be 23, I want it to be 22. I type in 22, and that does that. Now, when I do that, that goes ahead and does that change. Okay, now the thing is, though, this is a temporary dimension. If I click on that dimension right there, and if I change that, it does this. And you may say, well, why is it doing that? It's a permanent dimension. Permanent dimensions are there just to tell you what's going on. Temporary dimensions, you click on an object, and then you can adjust it here. So that's something we've already looked at. I'm so sorry that we only do this one day a week. It's a lot to remember. But take a look at this. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like right now. So we have that. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the next thing, which is going to put in our windows and our doors. We'll start with our doors. So the first door I'm going to put in is my garage door. So go to architecture here. And when I go to door, there is a listing of doors here, right over here. And one of them is right here. This is garage door. So I've only got one. I'll go to garage door. Now watch this. And I put this right here. Notice what this is trying to do here. It's trying to center it. It tries to do it and it succeeds. If you just kind of move your cursor, can you see that both sides are 11 feet, 2 3/4? Okay, so it really does a lot of the work for you. Just going to drop it there. And when you drop it there, it's now in place. And that's pretty much all you have to do. If you take a look at it in 3D, you'll now see that there's your garage door. Now, what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with that garage door? Why is it too far up? Because we lowered the wall and this needs to get lowered too. So you click on the door and then you go here and the sill height right there. So we tell the sill height to be -1. That's -1 feet. And that drops it down. Very good. So we have that. All right, now back over to here. Now, next thing we're going to do, one thing I didn't do yet, I'm going to back up one step because when you take a look at A101 G, you're going to notice something, and that is that there is a door tag, and it's actually door tag number 8 for the garage door. So I'm going to put that in right now. I didn't do that before. So when you put in your doors, you want to go here and you tag on. You can do it after the fact too, but it's just easier to do it this way. So I'm going to tag on placement. I'm going to take this and again, put it right there. And it does that. Now my number here, it did this, that's wrong. So I just have to readjust the number. Now when you click on it, it'll do this. Just click on it again slowly and type in the number that you want. And now that matches. So now that is in position right there. That's a done deal right there. The only thing you might want to do is take it and you might want to move it away from the door just a little bit. Let me get the door and get that out of there. Let's move that up. I don't want to move the wall though. I just want the tag. If you press your tab key, it lets you cycle through the objects. That's what I did there. I couldn't select it, so I pressed my tab key till I could. All right, so that's the first one. Now, there also needs to be another door back here. Now, that one is actually door number 3. Now, if I don't know what door number 3 is, and I don't, let's go back to the very back page. The very back page is your your schedule, your door schedule. And door number 3, if you take a look at it, is a single flush 36 by 80 inch door. Yeah, see that? So I'm going to go here to my doors. I'm going to select my 36 by 80 garage door right to here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in the proper location, which is going to go right here. And I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to do this, and that's 3 feet over, and that's perfect right there. And then the number of that one is supposed to be, what's that, 3. So I'll go ahead and again, click slowly there and make that 3. So far, so good. That's how we do this. Now, so I've got those in place right there. Now, that is how we make this happen. Over here, there's a window. Over here's a window. What is the tag number on the window? Number 1, that's right. So if I take a look at the window schedule, it says that type number 1 is fixed garage window. So again, I go over here to window, and I'm going to grab the fixed garage window, which is over here. And I'm going to take this, and same thing, I just want it to be centered. So I'll just go ahead and get it as close as I can. 11 feet 5 1/8, 5 1/2 rather, we're right there. And we are good to go. And then I can actually flip that glasses toward the outside. Now at this point, I've got all that data. Same problem with this one though, this door here, whenever you see that, and I recommend very highly to keep on looking at it in your different views. So that's now where it should be. Okay, now I'm going to just finish the other doors on this floor, and then I'm going to let you guys take over. Yes, question?
Do you move the window as well, did you?
I didn't move the window, no. And the reason why I did, yeah.
Your garage door still messed up.
My garage door still messed up. Okay, I wonder why that is. Let's try that. -1. You're right. Good eye. Very good eye. Don't know why that was. Okay. Maybe I did an undo. I think I did an undo. Okay. Now this window right here should be the proper height, but this is the kind of thing you could do this, and I would not grade you down for this. The cell height is 4 feet. That's about right for this right here, but this is where if you want it lower, just watch what happens here. If I make it 3, drops it down. So you have complete control over this. So as you're working with this, the heights are actually that easily done, okay? So this is where Revit's really kind of cool. So we have that, but it should go into the proper default height. Now, let's go back to level 1, and now we're going to put in the doors. Now, if we take a look at the door at the front, go to sheet A101, and tell me what is the number on the front door, which is at the lower left. It is 1. So I'm going to go here, and door number 1, if I look at the window schedule, the door schedule rather, the door schedule is the door exterior single entry half arch glass wood clad. So it's a kind of a presentation door. So I'm going to go here to door, and I'm going to go find that one. And out here, what I have is the 36 by 80 inch right here. And this one actually has a window in it. So I'll pull this in here, and notice that it gives you the universal not allowed symbol until you put it over a wall. Then this shows up. And then I want it to go that way, and it's going to go right around here. Now, I'm going to drop it right there. Now, when I drop it there, the number is wrong, so I'm going to change the number. And again, I don't want to mess with the door, so I don't get the, there we go, number 1. So we have that. Okay, so door number 1. Now, let me show you something here. Now we want to put it where it's supposed to go. Now, first of all, notice that the dimension on the sheet is not measured to the edge of the door. It's measuring to the center. So I have to click on this, and when I click on this, it moves it to the center that easily. This is supposed to be measuring to the outside. So I click on this, and that moves that. And again, you have center, inside, outside. It's a toggle. You just click on those little blue circles, and it'll give you the choice. Just make sure you pay attention to that, because that's where a lot of the inaccuracies come from. So that's, I typed in 7.5. Now, why did I type in 7.5? Because 7'6" is 7.5 feet. So 7.5 will work there. You've got that. All right, so that is in place. Now let's just take a quick look. And you take a look at that. Okay, this is starting to take shape. Now the next window that we have here, it's actually it's a 3 foot by 72 inch by 6 foot window. It's going to go right here. And that one is door number 4, window number 4. So go to window, and this one is right here. It's actually, this is a 36 by 72, and this one's going to go right here. So I dropped that there. Same thing. If I go ahead and click on this, I'm going to do this, then the line's out, and then click on this. It gives me the dimension, but it's not giving me what's on the plan. The plan showed me 7.6 to the middle. So I click on this, and that's the wrong place. I click on this again. And sometimes you might have to click on a couple of these because they're abutting each other. So you just have to click on them so they're all aligned if they don't line up. And then I'm going to go there. And now that is where I want it to be. It's the outside of the brick to the center of the window, and that's supposed to be 7.5 as well. 7.5, we can do that. Right now, so that is what that looks like. We take a look at it, and now, okay, so that's looking good there too. Now the same thing is going to happen here for the back. Okay, so the back, we have a couple things here. I've got a large, basically, it was this great window that we put in there that's like a three, it basically had three lights, okay, the center, French doors essentially, with lights on either side, and that's number 4. On A101, that's number 4. So I'll go to door number 4, and door number 4 is this one, which is the triple glass door. And that's actually the proper size. So I'll bring it right here, and that swings out this way, and I'll drop it there. Now, once I drop it there, the same thing has to happen. I put it here, and I need to adjust this outside, and the center's there. So I'll make that 7.5 like that. So it does that, and that puts that in there. And the very last thing is the kitchen window, which is here. Kitchen window goes there. And the kitchen window is number 2. And number 2 is the window type. So number 2 is actually slider with trim 60 by 48. Slider with trim 60 by 48. All right. So that's 2. Is that right? Yeah, I guess it is. All right. So go ahead and put that in there. Window. Slider with trim 60 by 48. Yeah, right here. And I'll go ahead and bring this in here. Drop that there. Okay, so that looks good. And then we'll do the same thing. Click on this, your temporary dimensions. We click on this, we move that there. We move this to the center and make sure it goes in the center. And that's got to be 17.6, just like that. All right, now at this point, we have it built. And then when you take a look at it in 3D, it's going to look like that. That's a really good start. And this one, we're going to save it as Winthrop Project dash your last name. So I'm going to file, save as project, and I'm going to go to the desktop of this one. And this one is going to be, all in caps, Winthrop Project Brennan, and we'll go ahead and do that. And that is how that looks. Now, the only thing I'm going to do before I let you guys take over is I'm going to put in some floors, and you guys know how to do that. That's easy. So the floor for the garage is just going to be a concrete floor. So I'll go over here to floor, and when I go to floor, I'm going to use this floor generic right there. And then what I'm going to use is this. This actually lets me pick the walls. Now, I want the floor for my garage to go to the exterior. Okay, that just makes sense. So to do that, I'm going to go here, and you see this right here, that's the pick wall. So I'm going to touch it here. And about one thing I got to do though is look at what my level is. It says level 1. The height offset for the floor needs to be also -1, okay, or it won't look right. So go here, drop that there, stay consistent, go there, and we'll grab this one too. We'll have to trim that one a little bit because what that did is when we did, actually that last one, I can just use this wall, which is this one right here. So I'll use this one, and I'll click there. Now at that point, I have to verify that those are connected. You guys see that right there where those are overshooting each other?
Yeah.
All right, and we've learned before that's a no-go. So I'm going to go here and use trim extended corner, click on this line, click on this line, and that cleans up that corner. Same down here. And if it's easier to put this on hidden line, it might be. That way, just go to here and here. And the rest of it should be pretty good. Now, once I've got that, hit the green check mark. We're there. I go to 3D, and now there it is right there. And that's what we have. So we start with that just like that. So that's good, and that is how that should look. Now we'll go ahead and put in the floor and this one's going to go to the inside walls. This, you don't want to go to the outside here or it'll show up. So we're going to floor, and this one's going to be a wood joist floor. So over here, wood joist, we're going to go inside. Was that a question there, Mike? No? Okay. All right. Mike, is there a question? Oh, good. Okay. Let's go to here, green check mark, and then we'll take a look at it in 3D. And that is what your floor looks like. And looks like I went to the outside, didn't I? Oh, what did I do? Oh, I made it 1 foot, that's why. So if I click on it, that doesn't need to be 1 foot. I'll make that 0, and that'll snug that up. And we are good to go. But yeah, again, I went to the, I didn't go to the inside, so I'll do that one more time. All right, one more time. I'll go to floor, and I'm gonna go to the inside walls. So inside walls, all the way around. And again, what I want to do is make sure I don't use a negative 1 foot height offset. We'll make that 0. And we'll hit the green check mark, and we are good to go. All right, looks like that. All right, so now at this point, that still is not looking quite right. Let's see here. Oh, that's because it's the edge of it. That'll be okay later. So we'll be okay. Yeah, that's fine. We will take care of that later. So that is where I'm going to, let's see if this one is, that's level 1. Let's see what we got here. Make sure that's all correct. Something not quite right here. Okay, let me do this. Level 1, maybe I have to just move. Oh, I got to move this back a little bit. There we go. Had just be shoved in a little bit. Go to 3D. That should be okay now. And yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of little tweaks, and a lot of it is right there for you. Just got to look at it. Okay, that is as far as I'm going to take it right now. I'm going to save this. I already did save it. And what I'm going to do now is going to give you guys back your screens. And what you're going to do is you're going to build these walls. Again, use the book. And if you want to pull up, use the set of construction documents I gave you. You can also get the PDF online. And what we're going to do after this, we're going to be doing this. We'll also be doing the walls for the basement and the second floor. And we'll see how that goes. So since you guys are all my, probably my most observant students, so I think you guys will do fine with this. So save that. And I'm going to give you back your screens back to here. And I'm going to do this. I'll do this. Stop showing teacher screen. Can you guys see? You guys can see your own screens now. So I'll let you guys go ahead and keep on working, and we will take it from there. So keep it going, and you guys get the deal. And I think you guys will be able to do that. I'm just going to kind of watch your screens, and we will take it from there. Any questions before I let you guys loose? Okay. This actually gets pretty fun, and you'll see that. So I'm just going to build very methodically. And again, use your sheet, use the construction documents to get that right. Don't forget to make the garage walls negative 1 foot along with the doors. Keep on looking at it in 3D to make sure it looks right. And that is what we're going to do for right now. For those of you that are watching this on the video, there's probably going to be a bit of a delay here. So you can just fast forward until you see my screen start to move again. How'd your fantasy team do last week, Ben?
Not great.
No?
Not a lot of injuries hit me last week.
I actually, I was supposed to lose, and I actually came up with 150 points. Yeah, so I won. I'm on a winning streak, five straight. So
We're looking at the playoffs.
yeah, I think I'm gonna make the playoffs. I think I'm gonna do that. Ooh, I got an injured guy right now. I'll figure that out.
Shit. No, you can't. Just that one.
Yeah.
So, outside. Can't get the category on the other side. Up there. It's in there. You can spread it. Change your orientation. Yeah. So, yeah, that's 100%. Not there. Okay. It's not in college here, you see. Yeah. Trying to break the mold. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is the rest of my life. I didn't enjoy it much. I like working on jobs and stuff. That shit is funny. So there's one siding company around here that kind of runs the whole deal. Called Henry Isaac. Henry's like this 70-year-old man, straight from Jamaica. He only Irish Jamaicans, dude. Funniest guys. Get the tag on the outside.
Oh, pressure safety.
See if
And, okay, try that again. Put the tag on there and touch it. All right, and just, now see the little roof thing, just drag it out. And then with that selected, go ahead and click on that thing. You can get rid of the leader,
oh, this is okay.
the pressure safety first. All right, yeah. and you can uncheck the leader. Let's read that out. Okay, look good. There's you guys.
It's just. Yeah. So that's all. I can tell you a call. I can tell you what's called to I haven't had from last week. My favorite is Frank, but it's Frank comes out like 44. That's my favorite. What's your kid looking at? 1-3. I'm killing it. That's a new. I don't think it's 63. That's good. 48. Yeah, I think the zombies that I used to like Black Ops 2 zombies was perfect. It's not the open map. We give you the story that you follow through it. The transit, Ops 3. We're gonna lost too. Yeah. I was at the Chinese taco one. That was my favorite. It's named Winthrop. So it's called the Finland Super. Reserve that. Look at the job search. Yeah.
Hey, you guys have made good progress. I'm kind of watching you from my little monitor here. Pretty much got that, Audrey?
Almost.
All right, looking good, looking good. And what I'm trying to teach as we're going through this is just kind of a best practices way of making all this work and, to also teach some basic building concepts to go along with it. Guys having any issues? You're doing okay.
Some issues.
My floor today,
What's that now?
the floor is, I'm struggling. Cause it's supposed to go on like the outside, but then to the inside of that one wall.
Okay, I'll just
And
take it.
then whenever I try and like change it,
Okay,
it switches to all interior.
okay. I'm taking over your screen right now.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, what we want to do here
right. But when I switch it,
is I'm just gonna take this and move it over a little bit, if I can. Yeah, okay, let's try this.
I mean, I can fix it. Really attaching the walls. Outside corner, outside corner. Yeah.
Okay,
No, I can fix it. The measurement that I'm
all
showing.
right. That should be good. See how it looks. All right, so here, 3D. I think we got a winner.
the only other thing I didn't do was
It doesn't want to.
the back door, because on the sheet it's supposed to go to the outside. Should I change it?
The floor on the other side?
Was the door, like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what you do there is that door right there. If you go to your, this is what's kind of cool about this is whenever you go here, always like, look at this right here. You see these little arrows here?
yeah,
So I click that and it shoves it in.
I just didn't know if I should follow, because on the street it doesn't have that.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So yeah, so that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to, if I can, if I can let that go. Yes, I can. Stop viewing. Okay, there we go. All right, you got it back. Okay, do you want to take a look at yours, either Ben or Mike? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
take,
working through some things.
working through. All right, all right,
I'm having issues with the walls.
with the walls.
Yeah, for some reason, when you build the walls and you actually place them, at least mine, you know where you put the wall in? It
Yeah.
doesn't actually go to the corner. I can't get it to go to the corner.
Let me take a look.
I keep typing 30 and I just keep coming up short like 29.
I
Okay.
corner.
All right, couple things,
It won't go up to that
Okay.
corner.
Remember this right here, thin lines. We talked about this, and I know it's been last week or 2 weeks ago now, but you go there, now that's, okay, so that's 30, that's good, so that's right. Now, the other thing you do here is we can just go ahead and we can, so this wall is, let's get rid of that. And what we'll do is, since that wall's right, we'll just continue on with walls, and so what I'll do is I'll grab this here and grab this here. Let me. And we'll go over 30. Okay, that's actually 30 by 30 right there. Unless, okay, that's not. So let's see here. All right, yeah, it's got to go to the other side. All right. Okay, that's 30 feet. And then this is, yeah, always make sure you get that done first, and then we move on from there. Yeah, so this all needs to go over. All right, and we'll do that. And then let's see if that works. See how it's going here. All right, so always make sure you get those right and then take it from there. Okay, so going over here. And it should be 30 over here now as well. That's off that a little bit. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just grab that and change it. And make that. All right. All right, so that's 30 by 30 now. And so now that's a good foundation to build from. Now over here, let's see what this distance is. That is 3 feet. That's to the inside, which is not what we want. We want to go outside. So then this needs to come up a little bit. So that's 3 feet. It's 3 feet, and that's correct now. This is supposed to be 23 feet. So we'll go here and okay. And then you got this right, that should be 24 feet. Okay, so that is about right. Just gonna check this out and make sure the dimensions are right. Okay, that's actually correct. So that's good. All right, so that is pretty much squared away. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure this is centered because it's kind of not right now. Since we did what we just did there. And that should be 11.5. Okay. So we got a problem there again. All right, so what we'll do is make this 23 feet. Oh, that's why. 23. Okay, now we should be, yeah, that's good now. So that looks like it's squared away. And then what you'd want to do is just make sure, like you said, that's 7'2". So what I do is I change this then, hit this and go to the outside. And then we make that 7.5 like that. That moves that over, and then that's good. And then this one, same thing. Okay, 7.5. Okay, all right. And then these others, we'll have to deal with those here. Right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is pretty much, okay, go ahead and save that because that's pretty much as it should be right now and keep on working with it. All right, so I'll let go of that. All right, and let me take a look at yours, Ben. See what you got going on. All right, so you got your 30 feet. And this one is 30 feet. Good. Okay, that's looking good. And then over here, 23. And okay, that's looking good. Okay, so Ben, you feeling pretty good about that then?
Yeah, I'm having trouble just with the right by the garage door, getting that 3 foot
Okay,
dimension.
all right, let's show you what we do here. All right, so here. Right, that goes on the outside. That's the face. Okay, so that's gonna be 3. Okay, so just move that out. So that dimension is correct. So we'll leave that one there. And then this one will use this to go this way, 24. Okay, and now that we've done that, we should be able to put a dimension on here. It's funny because this thing, it's like really hard to see. Yeah, there you go. You got your 3 feet. There we go. There we go. So that's there. That is correct. Keep moving. Doing good. So save it and it looks good. All right, good. And then give you guys a little more time here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Audrey, you pretty set there right now?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Okay, good. And if you guys, yeah, definitely save your work. And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to, I'll start to show you how to put in the interior walls. Yeah, getting all the dimensions correct and in the right locations is a big part of it. And then we'll, once you get the foundation, then you can build from there. A little better now, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, save your work, and I think you guys will got at least a pretty good idea as far as how this goes. And let me move on through here. So save your work. And I'm going to take over for a little bit longer here, and we will do a bit more here. I think we'll probably take it till around 8:30 tonight, and then we'll move on from there. So save your work, and yes, go ahead and save that, and just kind of watch what you're doing here. So just go up and hit your save, so I know you've got it, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Ben, all set for me to take over here? Okay. All right, so next thing now we're gonna do is we're gonna just build on what we have there. And what we'll do is going back over to here to Revit. We've got this. So we got this foundation, and again, I've got it saved. And now at this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at the walls on the first floor. Now, there, as I mentioned, there's kind of like this, they're a little bit there's not much going on there. So easiest way to do it is just to lay them all the way across, and then we'll just trim them out. So going to here, what I want to do is taking a look at the plan. Look at A101, and you're going to notice that there is a vertical wall. There's just one main vertical wall, the long vertical wall. And what is the distance from its edge, its face, to the outside wall? What's the distance?
16 feet 4 inches.
Yeah, 16 feet 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to wall, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to change my wall type. Got to change your wall type to 4.5 inches. And we're going to do that. And we'll go here, and I'm just going to pick a point roughly right around here. Just click there. What's that now?
The screen's not
Oh, you want to see the screen? Okay, sure, I'll do that. And is it easier to see it on your small screens or just good to have both?
Either's fine.
Okay, I'll put that on too. So this will just fire up kind of quickly here. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're going here to wall, and as we're going to wall, I'm using interior wall. Now, again, all I have to do is just place it roughly here, and once I've got that, I'm going to just place it. So I go here. When I click on this, I got pretty close. That has to be 16 foot 4, and I did 16.5. So I just change that to 16 feet 4, press enter, and that's in proper position. I'm going to click, and I now have that dimension. So now that I have that, I just kind of pull that down, and that is where that should be. That's 16 foot 4. Now this other one that you see that is right, there's a horizontal wall. And if you take a look at that, the distance says 14 feet 3 1/4. Can you guys see that? The horizontal wall and the distance from the front of the house is 14 foot 3 1/4. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go here, go to wall again, and I'm going to try right here. I'm just going to pull it, just bring it right to the end here. I can always trim them out later. So I go there, and this tells me this is 14 feet inside to inside. And again, I didn't quite get it, but that's okay. And I'm going to make that 14 feet 3.25. And that's exactly what I want there. So I've got that. So I can go ahead and do this. And now I have those two basic walls in position. Okay, so now that they're there, the next thing I would need to do is put in the bathroom. Okay, the bathroom's got to go right here. And since the bathroom's got to go right there, I'm just going to put another wall. And that's going to be 4 foot 9.5. So I just place it. Again, just pick a position roughly right around here. And let's go ahead and pull it right down like that. And that position right there, it says 4 feet 1.5. And what I want to do there is now this one, notice this actually goes to the outside. So I go here and go to the outside, and that's got to be 4 foot 9.5. 4 feet 9.5, and it moves over that way. And that's in the proper position. So I got that. I'll go ahead and put that dimension down. And again, just put these dimensions down as my way of marking it, telling me that I've got it there. This next one is 6 foot 10, inside wall to inside wall. So to get the bottom wall right here, the bathroom, I'll go here, and I got that. And when I got that, it says 6 foot 2, and that needs to be 6 foot 10. So 6 foot 10, and that shows that down. Okay, so that's actually the room for the bathroom right there. So we're good to go here. And then I have this right here. There's another wall needs to go here, and this will actually give me the front closet. So I go there to there. And that does that. And that's actually, it's got to be 2 feet. So that does that. Now at this point, I have these in the proper configuration. I'll save that. And I'll also go ahead and do this. And I've got that. So those are all correct right there. And so then what I would do is I have these walls right here. Now to get rid of them, I could do a couple things. Easiest way to do it is go to modify. And I use trim extended corner. So I click here to here, and I trim that off, here to here. I trim that off. This is where this trim extended corner is just a great tool. Here to here, and I trim off that. Okay, so that is how you do it. Again, you're just putting down walls, and then you're just kind of like, taking them out as you need to. Now I'm going to pull this down, and this distance needs to be right around there. It needs to be 4 feet. And so right now I don't have I smell coffee. Do you guys smell that coffee? They're actually roasting over Tim Hortons. Yeah, I can smell it. It's coming through the ventilation system. It's crazy. Okay. Anyway, it smells great. All right, so I got that here. And now what I'm going to do is if I don't have a dimension there, I'm going to put one in here, here to here. And I'm just going to put that there. Now, there, and I'm going to drop that. Now, the distance there needs to be, I actually want that to be something else. If I click on that, I actually want that dimension to be 4 feet. Once you put in a regular dimension, you can use as a temporary dimension. So I've got that in 4 feet. That's correct. So I pull that over. So we're going to go there. All right. So now I've got the basic elements right there. That's it. Okay. Now that is essentially all the walls that go on that floor. Then just do it. That's all you have to do. And so then this right here, this is the only kind of tricky spot. This is actually a wall opening. Okay, so what I want to do right now is I want to put in a wall opening. First, let me put a camera in here so you can see what's going on. Gonna go here, gonna put a camera right there and take a look at this. So there's my wall. I'm gonna open up a little bit. Now, what I want to do is I want to put an opening there. So how do I do that? Well, what I need to do is I got to go here and I'm going to put a break in the wall here. So I do that on the architecture tab. There's a thing called wall opening right here, wall opening. So here's what you do. First thing it asks me to do, and if you're not sure what to do, always look down here. You see it says select a wall to create a rectangular opening. So I'll go ahead and do that, which is here. So I clicked on the wall. So click on that wall. And okay, now it says enter starting point. Now again, down here, enter starting point of rectangular opening. So let's go ahead and pick a point here. And let's go ahead and go here to, and it's supposed to be 12'4". I'll just go ahead and get it close. I'll just drop it there. And okay, so I've got it there. Now, once I've got it, I can click on it and then I can change it right here. It just, again, it's all very forgiving. And then I'm just going to move it over with my arrow keys. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm not going to worry about the exact distance. And I'll go there. And the 12'4", it actually should be 2 feet on each side, shouldn't it? Yeah. So I'll go here, make that 2. And that is what we have in place there. So that's 12'4", and that's good. Now, let me show you what that looks like. When I take a look at that, that is what it looks like. Now, the shaft, the opening the wall is wrong because by default, that's what it does. So to select it, I'm going to go right here. So I'm in this 3D view. And remember, the way we do this, just to be clear about this, is you go over here and you put in a camera view. So you go here to where you got your 3D view, you got camera, and you just point a camera at what you want to see. And when you do that, it looks like this. So now I'm seeing this, and that's obviously not right. Easy to fix, though. So if I hover my cursor right here, I can actually select the wall opening. That's, if you look at what the little prompt says, that's the wall opening. So I click there. Now look over here. Here's the variables on it. The top offset, it's actually going up too far. So I'm going to make that -1 for the top offset. And that's going to pull it down. And then over here for the base offset, what do you suppose that should be? Actually, it's just touching the floor. So it's the base offset, just 0 will work right there. But you're totally thinking the right way there. So it had to be impacted. Now, once you've got that, just if you want to see what it looks like, you go to realistic, and that's what you've got at that point. That is how you've got that. So we have this, and if I go over to here, that is what I wanted right here. Okay, that's in position right now. Now over here, the other items that we have that we want to put in, we've got some doors, okay? So I got a door number 2 that goes right here. That's a 36 by 80 inch door, so I'll go there, and I'll place that. And 36 by 80, and that's gonna go here. And that's supposed to be 10 foot, 10.5. I'll put that in a minute, but for right now, I'm gonna drop that, and it's supposed to be door number 2, so I'll change that to 2. And if it says that, don't worry, because if it says there's a duplicate, don't worry, we can fix that. And now I click on this door, and I'm going to the midpoint of the door. So go to here, and then again, all right, and then go there. So then I need this to go to the inside of the other wall, which is actually over here. So just drag it to there. And now that says 11'6". I'm going to make it say 10 foot 10.5. We do that. And that door is exactly where it should be. And when I get it right, I click on there and we're good to go. Okay, now that we have that, that door's in place. Now the bathroom door, that's number 5. That's also same door. And this one's going to go right here. And I'm going to just, if it's facing in the wrong direction, if you pressure space bar, it'll flip it. Makes it really easy to place that. And that's going to be number 5. And I'll make that number 5 like this. So we have that. And then down here at the very bottom, here is where the plumbing stuff is. I've got actually a private lavatory, 30 by 18. So I'm going to pull that over here. And there it is. And to rotate it, I press the space bar. And it's going to go right here. Pretty much goes right in this location there. And then I've got a toilet. And I'm going to grab the toilet. I'm going to bring this into here. And I'm going to press my space bar to rotate it. And that can go right there. Kind of a tight fit, but it was in real life. Okay, so we've got that 4'9.5". We're looking good. Yeah, all that. And I can move these 2 if I need to. I just take that and move it. So I've got that. And then this right here, this is a bifold door. So I'll go to door. And there's only one bifold. They're all 48 inches. So here, guys drop that just like that. And that one's supposed to be number 6, and it is. So that is how I would put in the walls. Okay, right here. Don't worry about the stairs. We're going to take care of that later. We'll take care of the stairs and all that kind of stuff. So what we did there is we just put in some walls. And then once we got the walls where we wanted them to, we make sure that and again, one of the things I'm going to keep on harping on is this right here. Make sure that this is blue, your thin lines. Makes life a whole lot easier. And that is how we would do those next little parts right there. So I'm going to stop right there because I think that's plenty. And I'm going to save my work. And I'm going to give you guys back your screens and we'll move on from there. So go ahead and work on that. And if you have any questions, did I take over your screens?
No.
I never did. Okay, sorry. But you still saw that pretty well? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, well, go ahead. Keep on going and give you guys a bit longer. And then I think we should be able to do, the basement's really easy. So we can do that. And the second floor is really not bad either. So once we got the first floor, that pretty much is, once that's right, everything else is a lot easier. I'll show you how to do that. So use your sheet and keep on working. You guys are doing awesome.
Oh, well, so- Same one on that side, so what is it? Actually, it's like 12.
I'll set the rotary. Getting close.
It's just getting the numbers right with these walls.
The
Everything else,
the dimensions or the door numbers?
the dimensions.
If you lock your dimensions in the when you measure them, it'll stop them from moving.
Got that all done there, Mike?
I'm good.
Pretty good? Okay.
That bathroom door,
Mhm.
it didn't give me a measurement from how far away it is from the wall, so I put from the center of the door to the interior wall at the top, but that is 2 feet.
You mean this right here?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, this one right here, yeah, this one, essentially 6 inches is the default distance. And so 6 inches is what I have right here. That's about right there. And because typically you just got to swing it in, but that's what I've got right there. So yeah. I didn't give you a dimension, so it just should be positioned like it looks on the plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and that doesn't have to be centered, so
Let's say, you also said, you know, it's,
know actually.
All right.
It just, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I want to make that wall.
Let me take a look. All right. Yeah, it's a little easier for me to just kind of like jump in here. Okay, what's going on?
Just the measurements just keep changing.
Okay, well okay, let me show you a little couple tricks here. Okay, so you've got all right, well this 2 foot's right. This all looks good over here. All this is looking good, right? All right, and then you got this 9 foot.
That just changed.
Yeah, let's see what we can get, because there's a couple things you can do here. 9 foot 11 and a half to the outside. Okay, so 9 foot 11 and a half is what you want that to be. Okay, so what you do, a couple different things you can do here, because that's actually to go to the outside right there. So that's there. Okay, 6'10". Okay, this needs to go on the inside. That's the issue right there. All right, so then if we make that 6'10". Okay,
I don't think that,
see that right there?
Yeah.
So that's 6 foot, now it's going to the midpoint. Okay, so let's try it again. All right, it's gonna be 6'10". So let's try it again. All right, so 6'10", but it's got to be inside to inside. Okay, so let's make that 6'10". 6'10". Okay, and that just pushed back the other way, but that's okay. Actually, okay, so what we can do, okay, so what we'll do is I'll back this back up, because this is where it's supposed to be, the 14'3" (3¼). So I'm gonna pin this wall down. We talked about this earlier, but if you click on this right here, I can go over here and I can pin it. So if I click on this, that keeps it from moving. So that's not going to go anywhere. So the rest of these will move. And so if I go now to this, and that needs to be 6'10" on the inside. So now I can force it, because now the other one won't move. So it's 6'10". Now that just moved that down there. And now they got this 9 foot 11 and a half. See that? Okay, so that's a little trick you can do right there. Now this one right here, where this one needs to be 4 feet, which pulls down. And I guess we'll leave that there. Okay, and then we'll do that. Okay, and so it's 9 foot 11 and a half. And this particular, yeah, so what we'll do right here is we'll get rid of this. So I'm going to modify this. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here to there and do that. Okay, and the rest of these dimensions look pretty good. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. All right, that needs to be 4 feet. So I'm going to bring this down here a little bit. Okay. All right, that's 4 feet now. So we got that. All right, so that looks all squared away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so then can I save it?
Yeah.
Let's save it. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is your wall opening is under architecture. And I'm going to go here to wall. And the first thing is just select the wall. And then I go over here and I make the, okay, no, I gotta, okay, so I gotta unpin that. So I can do this. So now I'm gonna put a wall opening in here. So the first thing is click on the wall. And then, what's I doing here? Okay, so, okay, not sure that's, can't do this from my seat here. Oh, here we go. Now I can do it. There we go. And then we go here. And that opening needs to be 12'4". So 12'4". All right, and then this over here, this little bit needs to be 2 feet. So we got 2 feet like that. And that's good there. And that should be good there too. All right, making sense so far?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're good to go. So now that is good. Now, the next thing we want to do is we have to make sure that that opening is as it should be. So go here, you're going to make a camera. Now go ahead and click it right here. Take a look through there. Now, again, it's on the floor, just we talked about before. So let's go ahead and review what we learned. And that is that we want to grab the wall opening, which is right here. Grab that. And what we're going to do here is we're going to make the top offset -1 for -1 foot, and it drops it down. You can see it. And then the bottom is going to be 0, like that. And that gives us that. And that is a wrap right there. That I think completes what we just went through. So when I have that,
Yeah, I just need to add in the doors.
yeah, okay. So you got that, save that. And yeah, but you had, yeah, just a couple refinements. And again, if we had this class like at least a couple times a week, it'd be a lot easier. All this stuff gets forgotten really easily. I get that. Okay, I'll let you go. How you guys doing? Mike and Ben, you guys doing okay?
Yeah, I'm just setting some final dimensions here.
Okay, good. Getting the hang of kind of making them obey?
Getting there.
Yeah, okay.
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, noticing that I can't get the 14 3 1/4
Okay.
exactly right.
All right. What we'll do is I'll grab this. Okay, yeah, this wall looks okay. Looks like you didn't put a wall opening, but you just
Yeah, I just did 2 separates.
yeah, that's
Is that what did it?
well, it's gonna make it a lot harder to work with things. It's okay, yeah, that makes it a lot harder. So we're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do instead, we'll take this and we'll not sure. Oh, disallow. Okay, all right. Drag the end. All right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not what we want to do. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this entirely. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, now this hopefully is pretty close, but we're just gonna take and drag it across. Okay, and we'll do this. Okay, now let's find out what the distance is. The distance that we want. All right, if it doesn't show up, you can get it to show up by putting in a dimension. right. Okay, that's showing up there. Okay, and then this needs to go on the inside of there. Okay, and that needs to be 14 feet, 3¼ Let's try that. 14 feet, 3.25. Again, this is all through temporary dimensions, and that is correct now. And we just have that, and that's, okay, that's there. Okay, so that's there. Okay, the rest of that's looking pretty good. And then what you do is you put in your wall opening. So you click on the wall you want, and then you would try to get a wall. Then I'm gonna make the rectangular opening here to here. 12 foot. Okay, with that. You know, I click on this, I'm gonna make it 12'4". Okay, and then this is gonna be 2 feet, because that's what the side's gotta be to center it. Okay, and that kind of resolves that issue. Does that help a bit?
Yep, that's pretty much all I have, other than tags.
Okay, and then the other thing, okay. If you just did something, I'd just do an undo to get,
I don't know when this changed.
okay. What's wrong?
The entire wall like got short.
Okay. Okay, there we go. And okay, so that's pretty much there. Okay, let me take a look there. And we'll stop this, get over there, take a look what we got going on here. All right, what's the let me do this again, go to remote control. Okay, what's going on?
The right, that selected wall is not,
It's not long enough.
but I don't.
Okay, well, this is 30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's check it.
Like you can see it disconnected from the garage.
Yep, sure can. All right, don't know what happened, but yeah, okay. Definitely wrong. So we'll do is we'll pick 30. Okay, so that's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's okay. That's all fixed.
Oh,
And
good, it did it for everything else.
no, not sure. You probably had it selected and didn't intend to. So I think save that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. This wall just needs to be 4 feet then.
It's because the other one below it, it got shorter.
Okay,
Because the bathroom is now too small.
okay, all right. Okay, and okay, so that's there. Wait. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. All right, well, okay. Let me see if I can't get that back to what it was. Okay, that's good. Okay, then what we'll do here is this needs to be 6'10". So let's see if we can make that happen. 6'10". Okay, do this. Okay, I think that's better. And then this wall right here, what we need to do is just kind of like work at that. So this wall, now that that's correctly in position, we can just do this. We can,
Well, isn't that wall supposed to be
well, that one's, it's not supposed to touch that wall, no.
there? It is, if that's how it shows up on the sheet.
Oh, that's an error on my part. Sorry about that. That is an error on my part. Sorry about that, you guys. This right here, there's not supposed to be a wall in there. I didn't trim that. That's an error on my part. Not a big deal. And then the thing is, I'm going to take this now, and I hopefully can just kind of back this off a little bit. Let's make that 4 feet. 4, boom. All right. And I think, yeah, that's all correct right there. So let's save that. And yeah, that's better for sure. Okay, good. Does that help?
Yeah, I think that I think I've done.
Okay, good. All right, let me just kind of let go of that. Okay, Ben and Mike, you guys ready?
Yeah, do you want us to take that piece of wall out now, or?
Yeah, let me show you how to do that. Now, when you're doing that, I'll just take it real quickly here. This piece of wall right here, yeah, I didn't take that out on my thing. I didn't catch that. So that's one thing I'll have to fix. But right now, if you go to your modify right here, and then you go to this is your trim extended corner. It's the best tool. And we just click on this wall here, and then this wall. You essentially click on what you want to keep. And then these doors are all just kind of centered, right there, 2 foot 2 1/4, roughly, if you zoom in a little bit, you should be able to get it to get pretty close. And there we have it. Okay, roughly like that. Okay, so we have that. Okay, and then does that make sense there, Mike? How to get rid of that? That little piece of wall? Let me check that out. All right, just gonna take over here real quick. So what you'd want to do here is use this tool, and we go into here, and then there, and then that's all you need to do. And then at that point, looks like okay, good. Okay, we're just gonna do a little bit more because we're almost at 8:30. We'll just take it to 9 o'clock, and that'll be it. So I'm just gonna save your work here. Okay, now, so we did that. Okay, and the thing is, as we're learning this, we're going to continue on. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to release yours. Okay, so I'm going to take over your screens right now. So I think they're all saved. So I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to show mine. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay, this is what we're going to do next. So now that we've got that, again, it's all about having a good foundation, and we have a good foundation. So now moving on from here, we're now going to build the basement. Now, if we go to the lower level, we're immediately going to see that there's a little bit of an issue. If I go here, there's nothing there. So we talked before about using an underlay. An underlay lets you see one of the other floors. So if I scroll down here, this is just working the view that I have. All right, I'm going to go here to where it says underlay. Can you guys see where it says underlay there? I click on here. I'm going to hit this drop down and choose level 1. And this is what I want right here. So that's the underlay. Can you guys see that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the basement wall. So I'm going to go here to wall. And I'm going to make this 6.5 inches. You guys see this? Generic 6.5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the perimeter using the draw. I guess I'm going to go ahead and pick walls rather. Come on, you. Okay, that's not let me pick the walls. So let's see. Why is that not let me pick the walls? Okay, try that again. All right. Okay, finish face exterior, basement straight basement, up to level 1. Okay, that should be right. Try that again. It doesn't like it. Okay, well then what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and make a rectangle going from the outside. You can do it this way too. Outside to the outside like that. And it looks like I missed it just by a hair. Okay, we'll try it again. All right, we'll go here again. Yeah, it's not finding those. Not sure why. All right, try this again. Go right from the outside corner. And in this case, I'm going outside corner to outside corner. It's got to zoom in nice and tight. When I do that, that's all I need to do. And then when I take a look at it in 3D, it then looks like this. See, the basement's now in place, just like that. All right, that was, like this. So this is what the basement looks like when you get that in place. So the basement walls go in and they go around the perimeter, okay? And essentially, you can just use the rectangle, go from the outside to the outside. So let's do that. And I'm going to save that, and I'll let you guys do that. Well, let me do one more thing, and then I'll give you guys back your things. Okay, so here I just went ahead and did that. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to turn off the underlay. Don't need it anymore. Make that none. And then I'm going to put in the basement floor. So to do this, go to architecture, floor, and we're going to go ahead and change this to generic 12 inches. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. And I can just go outside all the way around. And that's going to give me my basement floor. Hit the green check mark. Then take a look at it in 3D. I then have that, which is what we have right there. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll give you your screens back. Go ahead and do the basement walls. And so you want to go to the basement level in your floor, plan over here, basement. And then you're going to draw those as a 6.5 inch generic wall going outside to outside. Then you put your floor in. So I'm going to let you guys go. We'll do that. All right. Yeah.
Show the underlay.
What's that?
What do you click to show the underlay?
Okay, what you do is you go over here and you're going to be in level 1.
Oh.
Okay, so you got to be in level 1. I'm sorry, basement. Forgive me.
Okay.
So go to the basement. And when you go to the basement to see the underlay, look at this right here. You scroll down until you see underlay. Can you see that?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you got underlay right here.
And then press on.
And change it, range base level, and just make it level 1 and hit apply, and you'll see it. Make sense?
Yep.
And then to turn it off, you just go and make it none. Yeah, was there a question there, Ben?
Yeah, I just had a question. What would be an example of us using a structural floor instead of architectural?
A structural floor. That is if you actually wanted to do the actual structural and the footings underneath. That's what you do right there. It's a bit more than I want to get into here, but yeah, that's what you would do right there. You would actually use a structural floor. And so in this particular case, we would definitely put in a structural floor. What we'd do is I actually was going to do that earlier. I think I'm taking it too far. So I wanted to kind of simplify it. But yeah, there's actually a place where you'd use a structural floor and you could actually put in footings and so forth all the way around the perimeter. So you'd have your walls, then you just put it under. Yeah. And it does it automatically. Does a beautiful job. Yeah, as far as that goes. So a lot of that just happens.
Did you use kind of the array thing like when you were doing the cam lighting
You could.
for the footers?
You could, yeah, you could do that. And actually, if you were doing something that's like when you're doing your columns, you can definitely do arrays, okay, kind of a thing. It's like, although what I typically did is what we did when we did the MCC, this building right here, and we actually went and put in we had the grid lines, and we just put them right there. If you didn't have the grid lines, you could just like start with one and then just do an array of those. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, is that I'll let you guys keep on doing your work here.
I think I.
Yeah, you got it. Looks good. Nicely done. Nicely done. All right, we're just going to do one more thing after this, and that'll be it for tonight. Okay, I got to show you something here. Okay, look at this thing. Look at the text. Look at the writing. Does it make you think that your eyes are going screwy?
Yeah, it does.
I was looking. Look at this thing. Does it make you look like you're not seeing straight?
It's vibrating.
Yes, it does. It's like, I think it just kind of bled in. Whoever did this, like, whoa, I mean, killing it, It's
It's not a 3D printer.
somebody did the 3D printer, yeah. I've got to get a 3D printer. I really do. It's one of those kind of things I just have been telling myself I need to do again and again. I don't think I mentioned this to you, but my one son, my adopted son, the one who's actually in Texas, who's the Revit expert, he actually, for his thesis at the University of Buffalo, he did 3D printing in architectural applications.
Yeah.
Can I tell you this story?
No.
Anyway, yeah, so what, it was pretty amazing. So I went in to see him do his thesis, and what he did is he made all these joiners, he 3D printed all these joiners. And what he did is, they were also kind of like in like a unidirectional thing, so you actually take them and they're actually the pivot points. So then he actually had them perfectly machined, so you actually put in like these like PVC in it and so forth, so he just built this whole structure and so forth. And they're actually doing this now in some places, where actually it just gives a lot of flexibility, yeah, it's crazy. Now, have you seen the 3D printers actually print houses and stuff? with
Yes,
concrete?
I've seen the models, yeah.
Blows my mind, yeah, it really is. Really amazing.
Imagine so you can wheel one on like a semi truck trailer and just bring you a house and onto the next one, whole cul-de-sac.
Yeah, yeah. All right, you guys all set here pretty much?
Just
Almost.
floor.
Okay, yep, okay. And yeah, good question about the structural floor though. And that's something, to be honest, I've done very, very little with the structural side of things, because typically in most offices, you've got an architectural bunch of people and a structural bunch of people, and they typically don't cross each other's responsibilities too much, but they they can. But typically they don't. But if you're doing what you would probably do as an architect, or even as an interior designer, you'd go ahead and you would probably leave that to the structural people. But it's a pretty simple thing, like a slab, you could do that yourself. So yeah.
I was just curious because we always had architectural instead of structural, so
Yeah.
it's the differences.
Yeah. And so, yeah, but there's quite a bit. If you take a look at the structural tab, it's a lot going on there. Looks like you went to the inside of the wall with your floor there. Oh, there you go. Looks like it's outside now. Okay. You guys ready for this a little bit more?
Yeah.
Okay, looks like you're getting there. And okay. All right. Let's do this last little bit here, and then we'll call that a night. If I don't know how the other people are going to catch up, we'll find out. All right, that's going to be their concern. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to show. Okay, let me do that again. Looks like it says it's going to show it to one student, which I didn't want to do. I want to show it to everybody. There we go. Let's try this again. All right, here we go. All right, now what we did here is we did this right here. We take a look at it and it looks like 3D. So we're doing well. Now, last thing is the second floor. Now, the second floor is it's lather, rinse, and repeat. So we're going to go over here to level 2, and we're just going to work on the exterior walls. Now, I can't see anything. Boy, I wish there's a way I could see it. Well, we know how to do that. We go here to our underlay, go to level 1, hit apply, and there it is. So now once we got this, what I'm going to do is for the second floor, I have to use the siding wall. I've got a siding wall that I prepared. So I go to wall, and I'm going to change my wall type to a sided exterior wall. That's what I want. Now watch this. This is all you got to do. Just pick this corner here. Again, it's going outside to outside. So let's go to here, and I'm going to pick the corners just like I'm doing now. Make sure I'm fine. It looks like it looks like. Okay, let me back this out of here. Let me explain what's going on right here. What's happening right now is some of my floor is not being seen. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to say do not crop view. Okay, now it's cropped. Now it's not. See that? And this is the tool right here, down here. It's this. Let me point that out. It's this tool right here. This allows you to either do that or not. So if it's not showing you the whole thing, just temporarily do that. Okay, now back to where I was, which is putting in the walls. So wall, side, exterior. And in this case, I could use the pick walls, or I could use the walls either way. If I do this, and if I were to go ahead and grab this, doesn't want to find it. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a rectangle, and I'm going to pick a point here. And I'm just going to make a rectangle all the way around here. Now watch this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out to the corner like that. And I did that. And I'm going to hit you could use the line tool as well. And when you're done, take a look at it, and it should look like that. And now one thing I'm going to point out here is you will not be seeing the siding because we haven't uploaded the actual files. I've got to upload those for you. So let's just go ahead and it's just going to look like this. So you're gonna do that much, and then the last thing you're gonna do is on level 2, you're gonna put in a floor. So I'm gonna, at this point, I can just turn off the underlay. I don't need that. I'll put a floor in here as well by going to floor and going over here and choosing wood joist. And again, here I'm going to pick the inside walls, inside wall, inside wall, inside wall. And the reason I don't use the outside wall for this floor, if I do, you actually see it from the exterior and it looks goofy. It breaks up the brick and it breaks up the siding, so we don't do it that way. So we go to green check mark. And would you like walls that go up to this floor topo solids level to attach to its bottom? I don't think I need to do that, so I'm just going to say, I say don't attach. I can always attach them later. So back to 3D, and there we have right there. That's what that looks like. Now, when I did that, that is what it did. I probably should have attached them because see how they're bleeding through. Let me attach them this time. I'll go ahead and do it one more time. And I'll hit the green check mark. Yeah, I'll say attach this time. And then that does that. So yes, we want to attach them. So that's the difference. So we're going to make the exterior walls. We're going to put in the floor. And then I'm going to push it one little step further, and that's the walls. We'll go to level 2. We'll put it, or rather the windows. Now the windows we've learned. Now, again, as you're doing this, you always want to make sure that you check your dimensions. Okay, so dimensions, go here to here. Make sure they're still 30 feet in each way, and they should be. And then once you've got those, we'll put in the windows. Now the windows are all 4 are the same on this floor. So I just go here, and I'm going to use the 36 by 60. So I'm going to go here, drop this one. And as we've learned before, I want it to go from the center of the window. And that's going to be 7.5, and that goes right there. And I can save that, and we're good to go. And I'm going to just go ahead and put those in all these other places. So I'll go ahead and go to window again. Oh, one thing I didn't do is I didn't put in my tag. So I will just go ahead and tag them afterwards. So I'm going to put another one here, window. And I'll drop that. All right, and that's going to be 7.5 like that. And the same thing down here. Just drop this here, drop that there, then I'll just adjust them. And again, so much of what you do here is just done through okay. Here we go. All right. All right, there we have it, like that, and then do that. All right, so 7'6" all the way around, and that's where we're stopping. So those are 7'6". When you take a look at it in 3D, that's what you look like, and we're going to stop there. So I'm going to save this, going to give you back your screens, and we'll work on that. Yeah.
What about the other window, right by the staircase?
That one too. So let me show you that real quickly here. That one goes into, and that one would go in level 2. And that one actually has a height off the floor of 5 feet. So that one, it's called Good Eye, by the way. And that one is actually called the which one? Okay, that's a double hung with trim 24 by 24. And this one gets perfectly centered right there. And then when I put it in, that's going to be 5 feet like that. 5 feet is off. And then let's see here. And then the last thing I needed to do, which I didn't do before, is I need to tag them. So I'll tag these windows. And that's the last thing we're going to do for tonight. And I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here. And then after I put those in there, I can adjust them. That one needs to be tagged too. All right, so then when these tags, they're probably not going to be exactly where you want them. So we can go ahead and take that and move them like that. And then we can remove the leader like that. So we click this and a little move icon shows up. We can put those there. And then we can get rid of the leader. Uncheck the leader. And we'll do the same thing for down here. We click on here, move it over just a little bit. And get rid of the leader, uncheck. And one more time, over. And we'll do that and get rid of the leader. Okay, and that is all we're going to be doing for tonight. So we'll save that. And then next week we will continue on. So I'll give you, and you guys got your screens back, so just keep on working on that. And yeah, and just be taking a look at it in 3D to make sure that it's correct.
So after I have the walls up, do I just get rid of the underlay?
Yeah, you just turn it off when you're done. You don't need it anymore. Yeah, your floor is bleeding through. Can you see it, Audrey?
I don't,
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Can you see your floor is like bleeding through?
yeah,
'Cause you
well,
went-
I didn't make the floor yet.
You didn't?
Is that why it's bleeding?
No, no. Let's see here. Let me see what's going on there. That looks like you put a floor there. You sure?
I literally just clicked the wall.
Okay, let me just take a look. Let me see what's going on. Level. Okay. Okay. If you say, okay, I believe you. I'm just trying to think of what this is then. Oh, okay, let me do this. Oh, okay. It looks like I'm not sure what you did here. That's a little weird. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, the base offset, -1 foot. Yeah, you don't need that.
Oh, it was still from before.
Yep, still, yep. And the thing is, all these, yeah, I'll just go ahead and make that 0. And that'll help. 0 feet, yeah. And yeah, that's all. And so that was actually set, that was still, somehow still set up from before, but yeah, there you go. All right, let me let that go and you're good to go. It's a lot easier than sitting down and taking over your machine, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. I do a lot of this when I'm working with my students online. That's good there, Mike. And make sure you get your dimensions on there. Make sure the dimensions are there because you're going to be building on it. You want to make sure they're where they should be. And next week, we will be working on putting the walls on the second floor. And we will also be putting the porch in. I've already prepared the porch so that can just get slid in position. And then, yeah, some other things here too. So we will do that.
What size were the windows?
Those windows were 36 by 60 inches. Yep. You could also look at your your window schedule.
Oh,
But since I'm sitting right here, I can tell you too. So yeah. Now, one thing I'm going to be doing with this one is I'm going to be taking a bit more care with this one as we're working with it. For what this reason is what I have done in previous semesters, I'm going to do it this semester too, is I'm going to have these printed up in large format for you, meaning like 24 inches by 18 inches. So it's a large format thing. So then what you'll be able to do is walk into a potential employer and say, hey, I learned Revit in college. Here's a sample of what we're going to put out. And I'll tell you what, I know what I would think if someone came in showing me that much, like, oh, well, you're not a newbie. I can bring you in and you're gonna know what you're looking at. So that's good. So that is why I'm going to be taking this one a little bit slower. I want to make sure we get all this right because when it's all done, I want you guys to be able to kind of present this and feel good about it. Once you're done with that, save it. Make sure you have it someplace where you can access it next week because we're going to continue building on this next week. And so once you're done with that, that's as far as we're going to push it tonight. And that's going to be it. You guys can head home and, well, you already missed the trick-or-treaters, but you can go home. If you want to listen to something that's just insane and really interesting, have you guys ever heard about Orson Welles?
Yeah, he's the writer, right?
He was a writer, he was an actor, he was a producer. He actually produced and directed they say it's probably the greatest film ever made. It's called Citizen Kane.
Yeah, so all right, that sounds
All right.
right. Rosebud.
Now, yes, Roseman. Now, here's the other thing. This is where it gets kind of crazy. On October 30th, 1938, he actually put a broadcast on from their studios, which I think is in New York City. But they actually put this together. And when they did, they actually made it sound like Martians were invading the United States. And so when they did this, they actually were broadcasting and trying to make it sound really, really like it was news breaks and this kind of thing. And anyway, people literally thought that was happening. And there was this big panic and people were like fleeing into the streets and this kind of thing. It's an insane story. So it's an hour long. It's so well done and really cool stuff. So it's called War of the Worlds, Orson Welles. If you want to listen to something that's really
Tom Cruise movie.
cool. It's the same, yes, it's
Right? Am I crazy? Or?
yeah, no, Tom Cruise did the same thing. And this was yeah, because it was written like 18 something or other. Yeah. So yes. Yeah, so all right, you guys get the hang of it. Yeah. So it's getting a little bit easier now, right? Just repetition, trying to learn how to do that. Good. You guys are doing great. And yeah, save it
I love you.
or just mail it to yourself.
Email things so nice.
Oh, yeah, we always have it. Yeah. And then you have two copies. Actually,
I could always go
one,
and look.
one in the sent and one in the receipt. So yeah, that's what I do. So that way you never lose anything. I had students that lost their work. It's like, it was puzzling to me how the S drive was so glitchy, so porous.
It's gotta be intentional. It's gotta just like wipe itself every night.
I don't know what it
Nothing
is.
stays.
Was that,
Nothing stays. On it.
you run into this yourself?
Because like Word documents won't even stay.
Seriously?
Nothing stays.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, why even have it then? It makes no sense because I had students that lost work and I'm thinking, wait a minute, you saved the S drive because I told them that. And then I found out, well, screw that. After a couple of weeks of that, I said, well, just save your own work. And now I just tell people to mail it. If you do it that way, you probably mess up. Hey, one thing is, as you guys are leaving, if you guys could just go ahead and push in your chairs, that would be awesome on the way out. So I don't have to do that. And that'd be great. And also, I will be taking your handouts. I have to correct that one. I hate it when that happens because I did everything else. I thought I did everything else right, and I didn't. I actually had that one wall. Hopefully, there's no more errors. Right there.
That's not one, sorry.
Nope, I guess so, yeah.
That's a flaw.
It's not my fault. It was like that when I found it.
Every IT professional in the world, unplug it for 30 seconds, I plug it back in.
Yeah, someone turned this upside down.
Yeah, mine was off when I got here today.
I don't know. I think maybe somebody has a need for a all right. Well then, listen. Good job, everybody. We'll see you, Audrey. Have a good night. You guys, we will see you next week.
Yes.
So take it easy.
Thank
Looking
you.
good. Yep.